In this lesson, we will explore the multiple meanings of fractions. In order for students to achieve a deep understanding of fractions, it is important for students to have experiences with each of the different meanings of fractions. Third grade students will be introduced to part, whole, and measurement models. We will discuss those first. In a fraction, two numbers are separated with a bar. The number on the bottom is the denominator. It shows the number of equal parts in the whole. The number on the top is the numerator, and it shows how many of those parts are being considered in the particular fraction. Right now, let's use the fraction 1/4. We can show part-whole fractions three different ways. An area model can show the area of a shape. The area of the entire shape is considered the whole. This time we will use a square. Keep in mind, we could use a lot of shapes, including rectangles, octagons, or even circles. We will divide the shape into equal parts. The number of equal parts is given to us in the denominator. The numerator, the number on top, tells me one part is being considered. I will shade one of the parts. In this area model, 1/4 of the whole is shaded. Next, we can show the part-whole fraction of 1/4 in length. I will start off by making 0 and 1 on a line. The distance between 0 and 1 is considered the whole. I will then divide my length into 4 equal parts. First, I will cut the length in half, then those halves in half. Now I have 4 equal lengths. I will show a thicker line covering 1/4 the distance of the whole. Our last model for part whole will be the set model. This model isn't introduced until 4th grade. We will show a certain amount of objects. For instance, if I had 6 circles and 2 squares, then we will divide the quantity into equal parts. For 4 equal parts, 2 objects would be grouped together. I would consider 1/4 of the objects are squares. Another way we can represent fractions is with measurement. In 1st grade, students measure with objects to measure the length of things. Students can measure the length of a desk with cubes by placing end to end without gaps or overlaps. They understand a unit is 1 cube, and if it takes 32 cubes to measure the length of the desk, then the desk is 32 cubes long. In 3rd grade, students are able to build upon this concept to help with fractions. Students can apply repeated placement of objects end to end to connecting to unit fractions, representing the lengths on a number line. Look at this pencil. We will consider the length of the pencil the whole. I can connect 6 of these inchworm pieces end to end to partition the pencil into 6 equal lengths. Each piece represents 1/6 of the pencil's length. I could then count them as 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6, which is 1 whole. You may be familiar with using fractions to describe time. We can explain the time based off of half-hour increments or number of quarter hours. I may say I will arrive to work a quarter after 8. Or I may tell my child they can watch TV for half an hour. As you can see, we use fractions regularly when telling time. In 4th grade, your student will be taught fractions as an operator. Find 3/4 of 8. I could draw a picture similar to the set model, or I could divide 8 by 4, then multiply by 3. 8 would be divided by 4 for the equal groups of 4. I would then multiply my answer by 3 for the 3 parts being considered to total 6. For fractions to be used as an operator, student thinking would be focused on multiplication and division. In 5th grade, students will be introduced to the concept of fractions are like division. Imagine 5 siblings want to share a 10-pound bag of candy after Halloween. How much candy will each child receive? 10 is the numerator, the pounds of candy. 5 is the denominator, the number of siblings. 10 divided by 5 equals 2. Each child will receive 2 pounds of candy. Again, this concept isn't taught until 5th grade. In 6th grade, your students will learn about ratios. A ratio is a comparison or relationship that can be written in fraction form. For instance, you can use ratios to compare part to part, such as boys to girls in a class. 12 to 18, 12 girls and 18 boys. Or you can use it to show part whole, the number of girls to the entire class, 12 to 30, 12 girls in a class of 30. Last, in 7th grade, students are able to explore probability, which is the likelihood of an event occurring. One could say there is a 7 in 12 chance that you could get a red candy out of a jar, or a 1 in 3 chance that it will rain today. Today we discussed a variety of fractions. Fractions are used in multiple ways, and it is important for students to explore the different meanings as he or she deepens their mathematical understanding. Our objective for this lesson was to explore the multiple meanings of fractions. In this video, we were able to discuss the different meanings of fractions. We discussed part whole, measurement, division, operator, ratios, and probability. Fractions have multiple meanings and options to explore.